On to race number 2, and the second on the programme is a Class 5. It's over the 1,200 metres, and they're headed by Golden Deer. Drops into Class 5 for the first time. Happy out there. Class 5 for the first time is here as well. Brave Knight will roll forward. He did last time anyway. He's got barrier 7. Harley gets the blinkers on for the first time. Winner St Paul, impressive last start course and distance winner. Bliss Cartel, more pace from barrier 2. And down to Golden Cannon. Another one likes to roll, John. He's come up with barrier 11.
Yeah, well, he came up with 14 last time and he had to go forward and did, and I think something similar will eventuate here. Joe Moreira aboard. Unleashed Dragon just slotting in there behind. Brave Knight went to the front last time out. Golden Deer is an interesting one, the top weight there. I think he's going to get himself into a decent early position as well.
Sky Treasure's the one closest to us. Just cocks his head a little bit in his track work. Does a few things wrong, does get back, but I didn't think it was a bad piece here. Was working with another horse, Winning Supreme, so he's going nice. He's a pretty fit horse as well going into this. Ohana, now he's interesting because we have flagged him up as an improver from last season. The blinkers have gone on. I thought it was a good piece of work with the blinkers on. He was just roused up and he responded nicely down the back straight there. It does come to Sha Tin, which I think will probably suit him more than Happy Valley. He's had 2 real decent blowouts down the back straight as well. But this one, the second gallop was actually better than the first gallop. So he's another one who's going to come up at $40-odd. But I think he is one of these ones that could fill a minor placing.
He shed 16 pounds since his last start as well, with those blinkers going on. Also, let's have a look at the last start winner in Winner St Paul's. Pretty impressive. Another one for Frankie Law as well, the stable's flying.
Look, when he won his race, Winner St Paul's, he won off a rating of 48. He won this off 24. He's rated 33 now, so he's still in Class 5. I think he's a better horse in Class 5. Frankie Law has proven already this season that he can sustain a campaign of horses. More Than Lucky is the example, where he's now winning them in a row, and I think this horse can win again.
Yeah, he's not going to be too far away. It was a very easy success, and yes, if he'd gone back far enough through the form book, you'd have seen that 24 was a rather derisory rating for him, and he duly did the business.
Golden Cannon's got a £6 turnaround for that beating there. Golden Deer is a horse that's dropping in class, and Zach Purton jumped back on board for the first time in a couple of seasons. He's got a fantastic record. He's won on him 3 times from just 7 rides.
Yeah, I think that's a definite plus for this horse. I thought this was a decent run as well, and bear in mind this was in Class 4. He's down to Class 5 for the very first time. Gate 9's not ideal, but I think he might be able to get himself into a decent position early. There's not a huge amount of pace in this race, so although he's not blessed with a massive amount, I think down into Class 5 he might just be able to get into a decent position. And if you look at his personal best time as well at the trip, it's miles better than anything else, 1:09.07 seconds. So I think he's definitely capable at this sort of level of being there at the business end.
Yeah, he's won off a rating of 76. He's rated 40, so he's really well rated, but he is 7 years old now. So that's
all right, not a bad effort though, was it?
No.
That one we just saw. So that's Golden Deer. What about Newswire Free? 5th last time out of the Valley. This is behind Spicy Double.
Yeah, the problem with him is he's not the most consistent horse. He's only won once from his 28 starts. He always shows a lot in track work and he always catches your eye. He's one of these horses that gets you every time. Barrier 10 for him, I'm going to let him go.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a great surprise if he ran well, but he's never won at Sha Tin either, which is a little bit of a concern. And yeah, second time in grade, you've got to keep an eye on these horses. Haven't been long in Class 5, but I think yeah, he can keep for another day.
All right, OK. So Newswire Free's on the watch list. Neil Callan back with us this weekend as well. So Winner St Paul's favourite, Paul.
Yeah,
he can do it again.
Yeah, I think he can. I just think he's so well rated at the moment in this Class 5 grade, and Frankie Law's been winning all the Class 5s recently, so he's on top to beat Golden Cannon, who shouldn't be too far away. Ohana will put a little bit of spice into the exotics, and Brave Knight's been going some pretty good races recently, and if he can sit outside the leader on the C+3 course, he'll be there for a long period of time. 9-12-7-6.
I've been the Brave Knight after last time, but maybe I was a bit premature to do that. I'm going to go with Golden Deer on top, though. Yes, he's not necessarily getting any younger, but I think he's more than capable of running a good race here, and I thought he might be a bit of value over the favourite, who's got to go in there as far as any exotics are concerned, Winner St Paul. So Golden Deer over Winner St Paul's. Sky Treasure's interesting. He's drawn a gate for the first time in a long time. Vincent Ho's on. Joe Moreira's jumped off. He has got little bits and pieces of form, and he has been a bit unlucky, as I said before, this season. So I think from gate 1 he can go nicely. And Bliss Cartel is one of those horses right down the bottom of Class 5. Doesn't really get much above that, but he often runs pretty solid races, and again he's nicely drawn and he can run a decent race too. So 1, 9, 5 and 11 for me.
Yeah, I got the same cue as you, Paul. Yeah. Sorry, John. 1 and 9. Golden Deer, I think, dropping in class. Right, the feature race is at race number 7 on the card. That is the Sarsart Ladies Purse. Up next for us, though, is the return of Hot King Prawn.